All right, guys, first things first, I am taking some brioche bread and laying it in the bottom of a 9 by 13 greased baking dish. Now, it's a lot smaller than I thought, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one piece, rip it up, just kind of fill out the little holes that are here. It doesn't need to look fancy on the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to take this, set it aside. Now in here, I have 6 eggs. You could do as many eggs as you want. It's not really a measurement in this case because it's just gonna be, I don't know if you could tell I'm making a French toast bake. So I'm gonna add a little bit of milk in here. Again, not really measuring, just kind of using my eye on this one. You want to do a little bit of vanilla. Yes, a touch. That's good. Now I'm going to give this a quick whisk. I absolutely love French toast. It's one of my favorite things to have for breakfast. It's very easy to make. A lot of people do cinnamon, and sometimes I do, but for this time, I'm actually not going to, and you're going to see why in a moment. So I'm going to move back that to the side, put that right back there, and now I'm going to take about half this batter and I'm going to go ahead and pour it over our bread. Now I know a lot of you, what you're thinking right now is why didn't you just soak the bread in the egg wash, but I don't want to get my hands all gross and nasty and everything like that. So I'm just going to do it this way. Now what's important with French toast is something I've learned when I made it before. You don't want to soak the bread. You don't want it soggy. You kind of just want to, in this one for example, just kind of get the bottom, get the top, just enough on it. I'm going to pour a little bit on the side so it gets on the bottom a little bit. All right, perfect. That already looks good. I could bake this and eat it just how it is. I'm very simple though. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some frozen berry medley. You could just do one kind of berries if you want. I like this because it's a good mixture. Why not have some fruit with breakfast, you know? All right, that looks good. The reason why I'm using frozen, not fresh, it just works a little bit better when you bake it. Got raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries. Got all berries. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and a little bit earlier I made this whipped topping. I used a little bit of cream cheese, powdered sugar, and vanilla. It's one of my favorite steps. So what you're gonna do is just kind of put a little bit in the middle of each one. I'm not trying to make this breakfast like a dessert, so I don't want to do too much. But I think it's a nice touch with the fruit. You could do Cool Whip if you want. That's another option I've seen people do. I just really like this whip topping. I think it goes really well. And then you almost either don't need the syrup or you can, whatever you want to do. All right, so just a couple blobs. And this will melt once it's baking, so it'll kind of spread out on its own. That's why I'm just kind of doing little individual ones. You could kind of, I guess, spread it out a little bit, but it'll all melt on each one. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another layer of brioche bread. And again, you could use whatever kind of bread you want. I like brioche because it's already kind of got a sweetness to it. It's pretty thick too, which I enjoy on my French toast. And again, for this part over here, I'm just gonna kind of rip this in half, put this right there, and that right there. And you're gonna kind of wanna press it down a little bit. You don't wanna completely flatten the bread, but you want everything kind of sticking together. All right, now you're gonna take the rest of your egg mixture that you made and you are gonna pour it over the top. And this is what really seals in that French toast bake. And what I like about this really thick bread, it really, really absorbs this egg, the milk, and the vanilla. Just gonna kind of spread it out on top. I'm really excited about this. I'm really, really hungry, and this is gonna be great. All right, so that looks good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, bake it on 350 for 20 minutes. All right, guys, I just took this out of the oven a minute ago. Still probably pretty hot, but looks really good and smells good. So now, I'm gonna go ahead and serve myself some. Get this out. Look how good that looks, guys. That looks amazing. All right. Now, I know it's kind of sweet already, but I like to add a little bit of syrup. Who doesn't like syrup on the French toast? Now for the best part. I like how the top part's a little bit crunchy with the crust. Looks awesome.